To celebrate me starting my YouTube little page, I decided to open up my little tea calendar. So, voila! That's what it looks like. Okay. The day. Is it loose tea leaves? It's strawberry and cream! Oh, no. Little tea bag. Power of Now, I read this book before all of this, but I think it also was like a snowball effect. But Power of Now, it talks about how the past doesn't exist, the future doesn't exist, the only thing is the present. So you've got to be very present in the now, how you speak to people, how you think, and how you act. Because a lot of people, they're living in the past and in the future, and that's one of the things of the book that really highlights all of thing. And another thing that I really like about this book, creator or something being a lot more feminine than actually masculine. And it does make a lot of sense, because I have read another book in the past called The Creation of Patriarchy, and how that affects a lot of what we think, behave, and act. I will talk about it one day, but not today. But The Power of Now is really good. I highly recommend it. The Law of Human Nature. So with the Law of Human Nature and stuff, I kind of describe these two as like building a house. This one is the equipment and tools, while this one is what the house should look like. Human nature. So the reason why I got into human nature, attitudes and behaviors and psychology of late is because some things weren't making sense like last year, and I will explain a little bit more like in future videos, but for the time being and stuff. So this is what I wish I like read earlier. But the thing is, micro expressions, those are the things that I didn't really pick on until later on in my life, and now looking back I'm like, oh my god, now I get this book now. The Law of Human Nature is so much more superior than Power, because Power is useless unless you don't know human nature. So that's what I recommend, and it's a thick boy. It's a thick boy. I listened to the audiobook of this one first, and I recommend doing it. See a big book and stuff, just spend a little bit of extra money just to get the audiobook, because sometimes it just beats it. I saw this girl on YouTube, The Wizard Liz, and she recommended this book along with The Law of Human Nature and the next book that I will show you. Because when I finished reading this book and I started reading this one, a lot of things started to make sense. So that's why I got the physical version of it, because I believe it came at the right time in my life, and I think that's also part of the reason why I started this channel. So I don't know what will happen with this channel. I'm just, you know, having fun and experimenting at the time point. But the most important key things, like takeaway from Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. And basically it says you can have anything you want in your life, but you've got to match the frequency of the vibration you desire. That's what it kind of looks like. I'll show some more. I'll go into more depth with it later on in life. It's all about meditation, affirmations, and becoming the highest version of yourself. So, highly recommend it. This book I would recommend if someone is in a good headspace and a good time in their lives where they can mentally process this book, because it is incredibly potent. This book gave me a lot of perspectives. So instead of that's one of the beauties about going into self-developing. I recommend The Body Keeps Score. Yeah. Another book that I recommend is She Who Runs with Wolves. She's a therapist, and she collects stories that have been passed down from generations from women about women's stories, and it's really eye-opening, because I don't know, when you're young people always feed you that Barbie and Winx Club and you know, H2O, because I'm Australian. I really enjoyed them, but the one things that they don't really teach you is like, how do you become this woman? I highly recommend this book to women who's feeling a little bit lost in life and be like, they're disconnected from their wild side, their wolf, their inner person. So I read this book like years ago. It's with people at end of life care. So she collects stories from them because, you know, it's the end of your life, like you can't really take it with you. And she found that a lot of people have a lot of regrets. So basically she narrows all their like stories down to like 5 people, because these 5 people represent a majority of people in hospice. Not everyone, but a lot of people. This book is really important. Like, I recommend anyone at whatever age, nationality, gender to read this book, because one of the things, like just look at the quotes, that is very important. It's like, I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expect of me. So that is just number 1, and there's 5 of them. I wish I had let myself be happier. So there you go. I wasn't much of a philosopher person. I wasn't much of like, you know, scientific or like into the brain and stuff. But when you start reading like self-help books of like little tiny habits, you start to realize, oh wait, with all those books you need to keep stacking them up, and the more you learn, the more hungry you are for information, the more hungry you are of like stories. So now I'm in this like little strange little bubble where I really want to like keep on learning. I want to try new things. I want to do a lot of things my past self wouldn't normally do. So this is one of them.